Welcome back. Part 3, Episode 2. January 30th, 2021. I woke up this morning already stressed and crying. I tried to carry through my day without showing too much emotion. I try to carry on for my other babies. 10:13 a.m. I messaged Patty. I wrote, "Hey, I've been up for a while. I'm not sure how much I can get done right now, but maybe later if you're up to it. Message or call me to see where I am. Thank you." Patty wrote, "I didn't sleep either, Em. We will get it though." I wrote, "All right. Oh, I know. Yes, we will." I wrote, "Madison read through the documents again last night and found 3 statements where he contradicted himself. Besides, he went back and forth several times saying the headstones were moved, to not move, to slightly move, to not being moved at all. You rest. Yes, please. I'm going to too. And yes, we will get it. I have a rough draft of notes to look at. We love you both and have a good day." 12:11 p.m. I messaged Jen. I wrote, "Hi, baby. This shit has pissed me off. I'm hurt and crying, of course, but I'm going to tell you something. After I read his letter and I sent it to you, I reread it, and he is totally wrong." I started crying, of course, and went into my room and sat at the edge of the bed and cried. I laid back and said to myself, "I can't do this. I am drained, physically and emotionally." And then the thoughts of him saying, "He is psychological injured." What? Man, it's got my blood boiling. I laid there crying, and of course talking to Megan and God. And all of a sudden I sat up on the edge of the bed, and I got up and I walked into the hallway. It will take me a few days, but I will get it done. I am more than bound and determined. I told Jen, Madison went through the documents and found several times where he went back and forth that the headstones were moved, not moved, slightly moved. The survey said they were moved, to not being moved at all. Then she pointed out a few comments where he is contradicting himself, even when he says Megan was a miscarriage. Then he says he's psychologically injured due to digging up an infant. What? If you have any pointers, baby, please let me know. And when I am done with this, I will send it to you. Send prayers. And you know the 2 words. Jen wrote, "I know how strong you are, and anyone that would be put in your shoes would be crying and upset as well. I still think he had this statement already planned out." I wrote, "Thank you, baby." And I believe he was ready too. But he didn't cover anything else except headstones being moved or not moved. And like Madison said, he didn't say anything about the injunction to stop digging if they started digging. And she made a good point. I am covering it all, and I will defend my credibility and Megan's. I said yesterday, he's trying to discredit me, to discredit the truth, which he's discrediting Megan. Jen wrote, "I agree. He's put his foot in his mouth." We didn't go to the cemetery today because it rained. I did get the box of information out of my closet, and I started looking through to get some ideas of how to start. I set the box in the family room and I opened it up. And man, it kicks me in the ass. All the emotions are brought up again. I left it alone. I had to. And I prayed to God to give me the strength to get this done. 8:30 p.m. I messaged Susie. I wrote, We didn't go to the cemetery because it rained today, but I will go tomorrow for sure. I will send the pictures after we go." Susie wrote, "All right." Sunday, January 31st, 2021. When I woke up this morning, I'm feeling confident about what I needed to get done. I played it over and over for the past few days in my mind of how to start the letter and to add the pictures and the information. Nowhere near all the information, but I can put a short version of the past over 5 years in. I sat down later in the afternoon and did a rough draft of the responses to the lawyer's response. I wanted to cover everything. I got about 13 pages written out, and I started getting the pictures that would be needed to show the story. As I started looking at the pictures, I became emotional. I had to walk away. I had to get away from it. I cried. I prayed. I talked to God, Megan, and Wyatt. Then I asked for the know-how. I said, "Guide me, babies. Watch over me and help me to get this done." I walked back over to the bar counter where all the papers were spreaded out, and I started writing the defense letter. As I'm writing, I feel a sense of calm. I felt peaceful, and I wrote with ease. I rewrote some of the 13 pages, and then I took a break. 1:11 p.m., Madison and I went to the cemetery. It's still wet out here. We took the flowers off the headstone of Wyatt's and took the flowers out of the ground at Megan's. We visited with them for a little while and then left the cemetery. We love you, angels. We went home so I could try to relax. Madison had left to go visit a friend, and I hate it at times when I have to be by myself, but I seem to be all right. February 1st, 2021. I woke up worried. I am stressed and I want it to be over but fixed. I started my day by cleaning the house a little, dusting, sweeping, and finishing up the laundry from the weekend. Then I started writing. It has been running through my mind how to and what I'm going to do. I got the notes out and I laid them in order on the counter. I ignored calls from friends and family so I could get it done, and I worked off and on all day. 10:09 p.m., I got on the computer to read through the timeline, and I took a picture of 8 different pages. Then Madison told me, "I can just run those off for you." I said, "Oh, all right. When I am done, you can do that." February 2nd, 2021. I started my day and I felt good about it. I worked all day trying to get the letter right. I had to rewrite and rewrite, but I had to keep moving. I've had the letter response for 1 week today, and I know I need to get it done and returned as soon as I can. Yes, 1 week. 1:08 p.m., I wrote down 2 more pages I would need. 1:52 p.m., when I received the lawyer's response. I have to say, it hurt bad. And some of what he said cut deep. And I cried for days. My heart was hurt. But what keeps me going is the truth. 11:33 p.m., I took a picture of my work at the counter. At 11:36 p.m., I was finished. And boy, I am tired. I went to bed. February 3rd, 2021. Before I had a chance to open my eyes this morning, at 7:08 a.m., Patty messaged. She wrote, "I've been keeping you in my thoughts and prayers." 7:46 p.m., Patty messaged. She wrote, "You have something very important coming to you in about 5 days. Consider it birthday, Valentine, Easter, or just because gift. Love you, M. It's not your dream catcher either." I wrote, "Oh gosh, Patty, thank you. and my mind is nowhere near going out to get you something now. But thank you, and I will be watching for it. Patty wrote, I sat with Terry while she slept and researched some stuff for you and the letter. I have a lot of information. I wrote, oh, cool. Is Terry doing all right? And thank you for the research. That is good. Patty wrote, I'm going to review it now and get my mind off of other things. Patty sent me some information of proper burials, not the same as yours, Ems, but hurtful injustices. I am really trying. We will get this. I wrote, yes, it is. It does happen, and I'm sorry I am part of one. And I know you are trying, and I thank you for all you have done and all you are doing. Patty sent another piece of information of the introduction, body paragraph, and conclusion of how to write the letter. I wrote, good advice, great advice. Thank you. February 4th, 2021. I am feeling hopeful this morning of getting it done. I had set a goal to have it done by Friday, and that is tomorrow. I got the pictures in order and wrote what each one meant. I have to get 5 pictures copied, so that's not too bad. I copied the paperwork. I printed everything off to have copies of what I am sending. I will have this file separate from the original case file. This is going to the Bar Association, and I'm not sure what and how much information I can say. But I kind of told it all in a short version. I had to. 1:03 p.m. As I'm writing and putting the papers in order of the pictures, my left ear starts ringing. A soft, happy tone. At 1:16 p.m., I looked it up to see what it meant to have my ear ring like that. I know in the past I have heard if your ear itches or rings, it means certain things. So I was curious. The meaning of the ear ringing has different meanings, but I went with the spiritual meaning, being that this is also spiritual. And while I was writing and crying and praying, I thought it could be a sign. The meaning is somewhat the same as if you see the number sequel 111. Think positive. Careful of your thoughts. Get yourself together. So yes, I took it as a sign. I kept on working, thinking, and feeling positive. I know I'm doing the right thing. 5:48 p.m., Madison and I went to the cemetery to reenact a picture. I did notice something else that looked odd. It is a picture where the rock headstone is now, and I took a picture where it stands in line with the tree. It lines right up with the tree. The picture taken at 5:51 p.m. There is no way the rock headstone belongs where it is now. Just like Megan's headstone isn't where it's supposed to be either. 5:52 p.m. We reenacted the picture. We stuck a flag in the ground where they say they cut down the tree. 5:53 p.m. We took another picture, and it looks to me as though that they would have made Megan's headstone too far away from the east-west street. 5:55 p.m. I reenacted the picture from 2008 to compare it to 2020 and then the one of today. There's just no way. I got everything done, and it was too late to get the pictures copied, so Madison is going to drop them off tomorrow morning. Thank you, Madison. February 5th, 2021. I was anxious when I woke up this morning and strived really hard to get it finished. Madison was a big help. She took the pictures in to get them copied and printed off some extra ones. I was putting everything in order and putting it in a binder. 5:25 p.m. I sent Jen 3 pictures. The one from the reenactment picture from 2008, then the picture to compare it to from 2020. I thought it would be a good idea to take a picture of where the rock headstone is now and compare it to the pictures in 2008 and 2020. I sent that one too. I wrote, "Hi baby, look at these three pictures. Reenactments from 2008 to 2020 and 2021 of where they dug up the headstone." At 6:49 p.m., it was mailed and will arrive at the office on Wednesday, the 10th of February, from the South Office of beep, beep. Wow. When Madison came back, I was so happy it was out and it's on its way to hopefully someone that is sincere to help. And I do have to admit, I cried. I feel sick. I feel relieved it is on its way. But I am beat and I need to relax. I sat there and said a prayer. I watched some TV and I went to bed. February 6, 2021. This morning when I woke up, I felt good. I am trying to keep in mind to stay positive. I couldn't believe when the day started that I was done except to put the paperwork away. Then a thought came to me to go ahead and get the other two case files together. So after I was done with dinner and relaxing some, I started putting the case files together, and it went pretty smoothly too. But as the evening moved into the night hours, I am tired, and I thought, I can finish this tomorrow. February 7th, 2021. It's peaceful this morning. I watched some TV while I ate my breakfast. I finished the case files, and at 1:21 p.m., I took a picture of the file that is ready to go if anyone wants the true story. And the file that looks thicker, that is the file with the originals in it. I put everything away. I also wrote a note on a piece of paper to remind me the thick file is the original file. 10:50 p.m. Thoughts are running through my mind. I hope I did it right. I'm praying it is enough. Then a thought came to me. Just because they smashed headstones into the ground and said they cut down a tree and widened a street corner does not make it so. February 8, 2021. I gave myself a break today. My mind is clear. My thoughts are positive, and I will wait to hear from someone. 8:36 p.m. I talked with my friend Lisa. I was telling her I didn't do much today, like nothing at all. I have been resting. And I am proud of myself, though, for getting the case file sent and the other two case files put together. And I got the timeline written, caught up. She said, "Yes, that is good. And you're not giving up." I said, "No, I'm not giving up. I have come too far, and I will not give up until they fix it." She said, "They should have come to you to talk to you, and you could have worked something out." I said, "Yes. When this first started, I said that. If they would have just come to me and said, 'Yes, Emily, the headstones have moved, but it would be too costly to fix it,' I would have understood and moved Megan's headstone back myself." Lisa said, "Yes, I know you would have." I then told her even some colleagues that lawyer took my timeline and pictures to, told that lawyer then, "Give that woman her money back and we will go out and move them headstones back." Lisa said, "Oh, wow." February 9th, 2021. The day is gloomy. It's as it was yesterday, cold and dreary. I'm hoping that if Mr. B doesn't get the case file today, he will receive it tomorrow. I'm praying and staying positive. He is sincere about helping us. Madison asked me the other day, "What are we going to do if he doesn't help?" I said, well, I will make a few more case files and send one to each governor of the surrounding state. And if that doesn't work, I will make picket signs and stand outside of New York's major news stations until someone listens. She just looked at me and shook her head up and down to agree with me. I'm not giving up on this. 2:00 p.m., Madison and I went to the cemetery after we ran a couple of errands. It looked so cold and lonely. Only a few headstones have flowers on them. I should have already put flowers on for Valentine, but it's been so darn cold, even to be out in the weather. We arrived at the cemetery at 2:20 p.m. I sat there and talked with Megan for a few minutes, as I did with Wyatt. We asked both of them to send someone to help Nanad to get this fixed. February 10th, 2021. If Mr. B didn't receive the case file yesterday, he should have received it today. I'm praying that this all works out for all of them, all of us. February 12th, 2021. Today is 17 weeks since Mr. B called. No return call yet. It's 10 weeks for the funeral board. It's been 1 week since I mailed my response back to the Bar Association. I can only stay positive that someone one day will help us. 8:19 p.m. I received a very nice message. It was a very nice surprise. It was from Melissa. She wrote, "Checking in on you. Sorry it's been a bit since I did. Things have been super busy, but I want you to know I love you." I wrote, "Aw, thank you, baby. And I love you and Jason too. And yes, I know how it is. I've been busy too. Stay safe and have a happy Valentine." It was so nice to hear from her, unexpectedly. February 13, 2021. 2:30 p.m. Madison and I went to the cemetery to visit Wyatt and Megan. It looks so bare out here since they took the flowers off the headstone, and not many flowers are put back due to the bad weather we are going to get, or at least that's why I haven't put any flowers out right now. I looked at Madison and said, "I was thinking I should put the flowers out today, but I don't think they would stand the weather coming tomorrow and Tuesday." Madison shook her head no and said, "No, let's wait until after the weather breaks." I said, "All right, we need to wait." I drove to see Wyatt and then around to see Megan. I took some pictures. I am really staying hopeful that someone will see in the pictures that something is not right. February 14, 2021. Wow, I received quite a bit of Valentine wishes. It's really nice. I sent a few too to some that mean so much to me. Thank you all. We are snowed in, so we cannot go to the cemetery, but we knew that. That's why I haven't put the flowers out yet, because of the bad winter storm we are getting. It snowed all day and it's so cold. Record breaking for our weather. So I am thinking we will probably be in the house until Wednesday or Thursday. 8:28 p.m. I sent a red heart and a red rose to each one, Megan and Wyatt, on the Facebook Cemetery cover-up page. It's my Valentine to them from us, Madison and I. Happy Valentine's, angels. February 15, 2021. Yes, we are snow covered and it's so cold. We broke several records concerning the weather. Minus temperatures overnight last night, 5 degrees this afternoon. We are not to be out if we don't need to be. We haven't had this much snow since 1990, and we haven't been this cold since 1947. So many good people open their doors to let the homeless in, to make sure everyone is out of the cold. Thank you all so much for this show of good-hearted people. Watch over us all. God be with us. February 16, 2021. Happy birthday, Wyatt. Happy 14th, he would have been. I really wish we could have been out there, but the weather is still bad and the roads are not clear. The side roads especially. When it does clear up, though, the problem will be then to wait until it dries up in the cemetery to even get close enough to be able to share Valentine's Day and Wyatt's birthday. Hopefully, though, we can do it before the end of February. We may not be able to put flowers or a trinket on their headstones, or for Megan's to be stuck in the ground, but we will let off the balloons for Wyatt's birthday. We love you, Angel Boy. Have a happy heavenly birthday. We love you, Megan. February 17, 2021. We did get more snow last night and early this morning. It has moved out east, and I pray for everyone that's affected. I thank God when I opened my eyes this morning, as I do every morning, but this morning I was feeling positive about the different areas of life. I talked with Patty and I talked with my brother John, and I felt good when the conversations ended. Thank you both. Today is 1 week that the Bar Association should have received the case file. A short version than when I sent to the funeral board, but the story from the start of myself investigating and the beginning of hiring Mr. Matt. I pray it is enough information, and I hope if it isn't enough, they let me or give me that chance to tell the whole story. February 18, 2021. The past couple days have been sunshining after the storms we've had this past week. And even though the sun is shining, it is still too cold and too much snow to be out in it. I really can't wait to go to the cemetery to let off the balloons for Wyatt's birthday and to be able to put the Valentine flowers and the trinkets out there. The balloons we may be able to do tomorrow, but as soon as it dries out there, I will do the Valentine flowers. We will leave the flowers there until Easter. 18 weeks, no call from beep, beep. 11 weeks since I sent the case file to the funeral board, and even though we have received a reference number to the case, I haven't heard anything since. 2 weeks since I sent the Bar Association the second case file. I'm still staying hopeful. Madison and I and one of her friends went for a ride. Madison drove by the cemetery, and the streets there were still covered in snow, and it looked to have tire tracks in the snow, but not enough where it was safe to drive through the cemetery. So Madison drove on, and I told my angels we loved them, and we will try again tomorrow. Some of the snow is melting now that we are above freezing, but I think there is more of a chance for more snow tomorrow. 3:46 p.m. Patty called. She was calling asking if we were all right. I was busy, so I asked if I could call her back. 4:10 p.m. I called her back, and she asked, "Have you heard anything yet?" I said, "No, I haven't. I haven't heard anything from the funeral board or the bar yet." Patty said, "I hope you do soon." I said, "Oh, me too. I haven't heard anything from the funeral board since they sent me the reference number to the case." Patty said, "I feel good about it, though, and you called him out on his lies." I said, "I do too. I have always tried to stay positive throughout all of it, but at times it is tough. And yes, I did call him out." Patty said, "I know it is tough, but you are doing it, and you called him out, and that is good." I said, "Yes, yes, I did." She said, "I will continue to pray." I said, "Yes, please. Ask God to carry it for us. Let's get it over and be done with it. Patty said, yes, I do every night. We talked a little about her dad. Her dad is sick right now, and I pray he will be well. He is 87 years old, and he has had a long life, but we still don't want him leaving yet. We hung up not long after, and I pray she and her dad will be fine. February 19th, 2021. I thank God every morning. I ask Him send someone to help us. He hasn't yet, but I know He will. I must keep the faith. February 22nd, 2021. 1:22 p.m. Madison and I went to the cemetery, and of course, because of the rain and snow, there is water laying all over the cemetery. Megan's area is flooded, and it's so sad. After we left the cemetery, we took a ride out of the city for the day. We went to beep, beep, spent the day, enjoyed the weather while it was nice there. We ate some dinner and drove down to beep and turned around and I drove home. It was a nice getaway. February 23rd, 2021, 9:02 a.m. Patty called. She was calling to check to see if I had heard anything. I told her no, not yet. She said, I feel when you do it will be good news. I said, God, I hope so. I wish for it to be over and fixed. She said, I know you do, and I feel so bad for you, Em. That's all you wanted was it fixed. And Em, we will get it done. I said, I hope so. But what would make it so much easier is if someone would come forward and tell what they know. That's what I keep praying for, because someone knows. Patty said, I know, and I hope someone does too. We talked a little longer, crying while talking with her. It always seems that this girl knows when I am pushed to the end. She calls and checks on me. Thank you, Patty. We hung up. I sat there for a few minutes talking with God and thanking Him for giving me this day. As my day got started, I went to check the mail, and when I opened the box, I saw some envelopes, a magazine, and it looked to be a flyer for new cars. When I flipped through the envelopes, I saw a letter from the funeral board. Instantly, my body tightened up, and I held the envelope so tight, praying it was good news. I waited until last to open that envelope, but I did open it, and it is not good news. I sat there with an awe-type feeling. I started to cry. I started to apologize to Megan, to God, to my mother, to Wyatt. I held the letter close to my chest and sat down and cried. And I prayed. An hour or so later, I got up out of the chair and I kept the letter to myself. I put it inside the Bible that was laid on my dining room table. I set my right hand on top of the Bible and I prayed to give God to let us get through this. I went about my day and I didn't tell anyone about the denial letter. I had a good calm day yesterday leaving the city, and I just wanted to hang on to that feeling for a while. I just couldn't deal with the declined help from anyone. February 24th, 2021. On this day, I wrote a letter to send to anyone and everyone that would read it. Someone to help. The next couple days, I tried to stay busy. I tried to not think about it too much as best I could. February 25th, 2021. I had an important appointment this afternoon to have a really nice conversation with the person, and I am happy about it. When I returned home and the afternoon moved on, Madison had plans to go to the mall, so I started cleaning the living room and dining room. The rooms needed some extra dusting and sweeping. I have the living room done and I sat down for a few minutes to rest. And here comes the tears. I started apologizing again to Megan. I mentioned to her that if I would have known they were going to disrespect her like this and disrespect us the way that they have, I would have never have started this. Then my next thought was, I should have listened to Nicole from the beginning. February 26, 2021. My emotions have been running so high this past week. My thoughts today after the emotional morning were, I have been praying, crying, screaming, talking, and then I read my daily word, telling me today to have faith. I sat down and a thought came to me. They are working with each other. No matter what the truth is, my thoughts. Then to make me look bad to others, to discredit me so they can excuse this. Not gonna work. And even though I haven't shared the news from the funeral board yet, I still haven't heard back from the Bar Association either. I haven't heard from beep, beep either, and by this amount of time, I probably will not. I've got to learn to move on from the empty promises and people saying they will do this or they will do that and don't. February 27th, 2021. Waking up this morning, my heart is feeling so heavy. I guess I will have to share the denial letters with the ones who are helping. 1:54 p.m. I messaged Patty and sent her a copy of the denial letter from the funeral board. I wrote, no good news. 1:56 I messaged Susie. I sent a copy of the denial letter to her and I wrote, no good news. Put it in the folder and let me know what you think. 1:57 p.m. I sent the letter to Jen. I wrote, not good news. Jen wrote, this is bullshit. They know what they've done. I wrote, my first thought after I cried, of course, were, they're working together. Of course they are. They are trying to discredit me to make it seem like I'm making up the story. You can't make this up. I mean, look at the pictures. I've already sent an email to beep, beep. I explained what happened and asked for advice, help, anything. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Jen wrote, I think that the whole thing is messed up and corrupt. I wrote, I think the same thing, and you have to wonder. 2:05 p.m. Susie called. We talked about what the letter meant. She had a good outlook on it, so I was happy about that. Even Madison said, just another ally we are finished with. And after a split second when she said that, I thought, and I agree with her. While I was talking with Susie, Patty called. 3:02 p.m. Patty called and I was on the phone. I messaged her saying, give me a little bit and I will call you back. Patty wrote, are you okay? I wrote, yes, I am. She wrote, all right. I wrote, because like I said before about the funeral home, they had nothing to do with this, but I sent the letter because I was advised to. And I have looked up beep, beep, and I emailed her on Facebook hoping for help. Patty wrote, well, that is a good thought. Beep, beep. Man, I am wiped out. If I don't answer when you call, I am turning in. I have been up since 4 a.m. and I think my blood pressure medicine makes me tired. I love you, Em, and we are not giving up. Talk to you later. I wrote, all right, you rest. Yes, I am good. It just makes me fight even harder. But this is on the city and that attorney. But yeah, we will talk later. And no time for giving up. Patty wrote, I will keep you in my prayers as usual. I wrote thank you. The rest of the evening I tried to relax. February 28, 2021. When I woke up this morning, I knew we were going to the cemetery to let the balloons off for Wyatt's 14th birthday, which was on February 16th. But because of the weather, we couldn't set them off and we were stuck in the house for a few days to a week. So I made sure we came out today because it's the last day of February. 1:44 p.m. we went to the cemetery to set off the balloons. Olivia and Jose Jr. went with us. I first drove back to say hi to Wyatt and then around to Megan's to take a few pictures. Yes, the area is still flooded. Then I drove to the street between Megan and Wyatt and we sang happy birthday and let the balloons go. We all had our hands on the balloon string. As we released them, the balloons got caught in a tree. Madison walked over to get the balloons out and Olivia followed her. Olivia helped her get them out and they floated away. I took a couple pictures of them floating away. I asked Megan and Wyatt to send someone to help us. We watched the balloons float in the sky for a few minutes and got in the car to leave. I told my angels we loved them and we left the cemetery. I took my great-grandbabies back to my son's house. Madison and I arrived home and relaxed the rest of the day. March 1st, 2021. 9:52 a.m. Patty called. I did not answer. I was busy, so I will call her back. 10:08 a.m. Patty messaged. She wrote, "Just checking on you." 10:34 a.m. I called Patty back. She asked if I was all right. I told her no. I received the letter back from the Bar Association, and they are not going to help either. She said, well, we will write letters to beep, beep, and anyone else that will listen or read. I said, I have been writing to beep with no response. She said, I will write some letters, but I'm not going to tell you what I'm writing until they contact you. I will present it as I'm writing about my friend and I'm worried about her. I said, oh my God, thank you. We talked for a little bit and hung up. She wanted to call her dad and check in with him. 11:15 a.m. she wrote. He answered. His voice sounds different. It's missing something, M. I wrote, he answered. That is good. Pray, pray, pray. He will find his way. He will be with your mom and he will be at peace. I'm so sorry you have to go through this. Patty wrote, I am sorry you are sad too, M. 12:53 p.m. I let Madison know that the Bar Association isn't going to help us. I broke down crying and I started apologizing to Megan, talking out loud. Madison came into the room and said, come on. I said, what? She said, come on, we are getting out of here. You do not need to sit here and cry and stress yourself out. We got ready and left. 1:56 p.m. Patty sent a message. She wrote, I am writing the next few letters, but you are not going to know what they say. So when you are contacted, you will be surprised. I love you and thank you for being here for Rick and I. I drove. Madison and I went to beep, beep, and I needed to head beep to see and feel the sun. Madison said, there is an attraction of cars stuck in the ground and we can go look at that. I said, all right, and I drove on. 3:34 p.m. I sent Patty back a message while stopping to use the restroom. It said, thank you. We arrived at 5:10 p.m. in beep, beep. We did see the cars stuck in the ground and it was so cool. Then we went to the big beep restaurant 5:46 p.m. We were walking into the restaurant to eat. The big beep has a 72-ounce steak, and if you eat it all in an hour, it is free. We didn't try that, but we did get the privilege of watching a man try it. He had 4 minutes left and he couldn't finish it. It was a good time, and my mind was not in a bad place, and that was good for me for that day. Thank you, Madison. We arrived back home that night at 10:50 p.m. It was kind of late and I should have been in bed, but my mind went there again. I broke down crying, talking to God, talking to Megan, talking to any one of the angels in heaven to hear me. I hurt so bad. I had to force myself to get up and go to bed. I took a hot shower and I told Madison good night. I couldn't sleep. I prayed to God and tried to close my eyes. March 2nd, 2021. When I woke up this morning, I wasn't up to doing much of anything, but I felt okay. I wrote the thank you notes this morning to the man at the Bar Association and one to the man at the funeral board, just to let them know I appreciate their time. I thanked God and my angels for waking me up, and I asked them to guide me on what to do. 12:07 p.m. I sent Jen the denial letter from the Bar Association. I wrote, "Hi, baby. This is how I ended up in beep yesterday. I couldn't do it. I couldn't deal with it." I sent her the picture of the thank you notes I sent to the Bar Association and the funeral board. I wrote, I took the high road and sent them both a thank you note, thanking them for their time. Jen wrote, "This is a bunch of bull. I swear that they are all in on this shit together to save their own ass." I wrote, "That's what I know. Do you want to send letters to an address for advocates?" I sent her the advertisement to the advocates. I'm sending information to them, but I'm trying maybe to get others to write letters too. If so, this is the address I found. Beep, beep is another one. You may have heard of her. She has a Facebook page that will take comments and stories too. Thank you, baby. We got to keep moving forward. We got to take it out of beep because we already know they aren't doing anything. Jen wrote, "Yes, I will send letters as well. We do have to find someone outside of beep to get this heard." I said yes. So anyone, anything you can think of. Jen wrote, "I will start doing some research." I wrote, "Are you guys doing all right? I know I was supposed to call you, but the letter Saturday and then yesterday, it threw me. That's why Madison said, let's take a ride. So we did. I couldn't sit and think about it." Jen wrote, "I understand. Sometimes it helps to get it off your mind." I wrote, "Yes, it did. And Madison knows if I would not have left, I would have cried all day, and that's not good. I even told Madison, I can't be here by myself." Jen wrote, "I love you both, and she is an amazing young lady." Madison left to go mail the thank you notes, and she dropped them in the box at 12:21 p.m. Thank you, Madison. 12:29 p.m. I messaged Susie. I wrote, "I need a favor." I sent her the advocate's information, and I wrote, "I need letters written for this case in your own words. Write letters, letter after letter, one a week." Susie wrote, "All right." I wrote, "Use your own words about your sister going through this with the cemetery and what happened." Susie wrote, "All right." I sent her a copy of the Bar Association denial letter. I wrote, "What you know of the case and you know me. I got this yesterday and that's why I ended up in beep. Madison wasn't going to let me sit and think about it and cry. Susie wrote, I'm sorry. I'm glad she didn't let you sit there and cry. Don't worry too much about that. That's just because no further investigation for the attorney. We still have a case here, so don't get too upset, okay? I wrote, I have come to realize beep is not going to go against their own people, so we have to take it outside of beep to get the help. Thank you. That's what I needed to hear. Read. Yes, we do. Thank you for saying that, Susie. Will you please send letters and let me know of me and what we've been trying to do and what we need help with? Susie wrote, I will, and I will send it to you first. I wrote, no, don't send it to me. You can send me a copy of it or take a picture of it and send it to me. But you send it as you would any other letter on your behalf. Susie wrote, all right. I wrote, and thank you. Love you guys. Susie wrote back at you. 2:22 p.m. I messaged Patty. I wrote, I left here yesterday. Madison made me get out of here. We went to beep, beep, and we had fun. And I'm glad I did because I would have been a mess by now. When I got home last night, I went to bed, but I didn't sleep well. Patty wrote, oh, my thoughts are with you, and I'm getting the letters done and out tomorrow. I will let you know when they have been sent, and I did not rest for crap last night either. Maybe tonight we both will. I wrote, I hope so, and I appreciate it. Patty wrote, we will sleep well tonight. I wrote, I drag when I don't sleep well. I hope we both get the sleep we need. I rested most of the day, and I would think, but it is for a plan of what to do next. May 3rd, 2021, 9:34 a.m. Patty messaged. She wrote, thank you for all of it, and you know I will wear it all. How did you know me and Rick are into gnomes? Did I tell you? And you know my feet will need those slippers. I got you slipper socks too. Aw, thank you, lifelong girlfriend. And 2 letters are in the mail as we speak. As I wrote them, you know I asked for guidance. Talk to you later and call me if you feel up to talking. I wrote, oh, good, you got your box. I can tell it cheered you up, and I'm glad. Yes, you told me you collected the gnomes. Every time I see them, I think of you and Rick. They are cute. Did everything fit you well? Thank you for writing the letters, and I pray it works. It will. I'm staying positive. I sent Patty a surprise package. 7:32 p.m. Patty messaged. She wrote, these went out with prayers attached, and I pleaded for help from my best friend that I was worried about and could please help or at least offer advice. And thank you so much for my box. It was all perfect. Patty sent a picture of the 2 letters, stamped, addressed, and ready to be mailed. I wrote, thank you so much. Wow, I love it. I'm so happy you like it all. I sent that box for you to smile and use it in case you leave, and you are so welcome. March 4th, 2021. I have my great-grandbabies with us, so I am busy with them. I adore all my babies. We have a big day planned for Jose Jr. today, and I'm happy when my babies are happy. We started out at a pizza place where they played in the game room. When we were done eating, when we left there, we went to Walmart to go shopping for what he wanted, and Olivia was able to get what she wanted. When we came out of Walmart, Olivia was asleep in the car before we left the parking lot. Jose was asleep by the time we got on the highway. They were tired. I told Madison, we will take a little ride and let them have a nap for about 30-40 minutes. Then we will head toward a place where the kids can play on the bouncy houses, crane games, and toys for the kids to climb on. We arrived there and the kids were excited and seemed well rested. We walked down a long hallway and they asked, "What is this place, Nana?" I said, "Oh, you will see." We walked to the door and entered. When they saw what it was, their eyes lit up and they took their shoes off and played and played. There was another little girl that came in to play, and they all played for an hour and a half. Jose and Olivia had so much fun. We went home to rest. They played and watched TV, and we were ready for bed. Later, I patted myself on the back, due to I did it again. I pooped them out. Thank you, Samantha and Jose, for my babies. March 5th, 2021. Happy birthday, Angel Jose. I adore you. Samantha and Jose came to pick up the kids, and while they were here, 11:15 a.m. Patty called. And I told her I had the kids and I would call her later, after the kids left. 11:21 a.m. I called Patty back, and we talked for a few minutes, and she is to call me back. 11:59 a.m. Patty called back. She told me a little bit more of what was in the letters, and I'm so grateful for her writing them. I asked her how her dad was doing. She said about the same, and I'm praying for her, and I told her that. We talked a little longer and hung up. I spent the afternoon cleaning and killing germs. I love my babies and when they visit, and I don't mind cleaning up those little handprints either. Later today, I was watching a TV program and a name came across the screen as a lady was talking. I thought maybe she could help us. Then I thought, oh, probably not. I thought again, maybe she can, and I got up and wrote her name down. Then I thought, I will look her up. The kids are gone. Madison has gone with her friend, and I am home alone. I started thinking and crying, and I broke down again. Praying to God, praying to anyone to come forward and tell what they know. I asked God to send someone to help us. I asked God to carry it. I need help, please. Thank you, dear God. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach me at Emily McMahon, lowercase letters, EMILY, McMahon, MCMAHAN, 208 at gmail.com. Thank you, and stay kind with your words.